I'm Bill Story of the Olderhood Group, and today I'm pleased to welcome again our Chief Operating Officer, Robin Trimingham. Hi, Robin.
Hey, Bill. How are you doing today?
Just fine, thank you. Robin's a weekly columnist on Bermuda's national newspaper, the Royal Gazette. Her articles are shared around the world and get rave reviews both locally and internationally. So we've started a new series, a new video series, chatting with Robin about some of her articles. So let's get started, Robin. So I've seen one a new article that you've written called "So You Want a Fresh Outlook on Life." Tell me what that means.
Well, one of my favorite quotes, Bill, is you must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned so as to have the life that's waiting for us. And I think that quote applies to just about every situation in life. On a personal level, what do we do every January? We think about making New Year's resolutions, or maybe even make some. But then what happens? Typically, we forget all about them. On the business level, what do? We make a plan for the year, and we're very diligent about having monthly follow-ups or quarterly reports. But what happens then? We sort of look at the numbers, and either we say, oh, well, it's fine. We have the rest of the year to catch up. Or maybe even worse, we reward ourselves for being on target. But when we're doing that, what we're not doing is looking forward. We're not planning as to what we're going to be working on next.
You think we should be reviewing our sort of look at life or our outlook on life regularly or constantly or every day? Or how often should we be doing that?
Well, really have to get a grip on here is the difference between old world business thinking and planning and new world business thinking and planning. Because in the old world, companies were typically either what I'm going to call hunters or gatherers. So a hunter would be somebody like a real estate agent, where you're continually looking for and focusing on the next target, the next sale, and you're forgetting all about what's going on a daily basis. The gatherer, however, is a company that's continually trying to farm the same plot of land, continually trying to sell to the same customers over and over and over again. And what I'm going to suggest is that what we're realizing in the new world of business, things are changing so rapidly, either one of those models just aren't going to be enough. I really think what we really need here is a hybrid of the two, where you're continually striving to refine the business practices, the markets that you currently have, but you're also continually being open to and looking for new opportunities. I don't just mean the next new sales target. I mean, how can we collaborate or partner or attack business in a brand new way that we've never really thought of before or tried before?
I think also that the words proactive and reactive come into play as well, because I think the person who is switched on really is more proactive, because reactive, I think, means that someone else has made a decision or made a change, or they've done something and you react to that. Now, that may be okay for them, but it may not necessarily be okay for you. Whereas if you're proactive, aren't you more in control of your own, perhaps your own destiny?
Well, when you're being proactive, you're analyzing in a positive, forward-looking sense, as opposed to just reacting to the tidal wave of whatever it is that's hit you, that's come at you. And if you're being proactive, it's not to say that you don't have problems. It's not to say that you don't have fears, but you're addressing them in a way in which you are managing things, both internally and externally. Because let's face it, in the new world of business, it's not enough to just be treading water, standing still. You have to be very, very flexible. You have to be very, very open-minded. You have to be really ready to turn the chair upside down, as you like to say, and figure out how to use the things that you have in a brand new way.
I think you used the correct word just a couple of minutes ago, the hybrid. And I think that fits well with the flexible word. You have to be flexible, but you really probably most prefer or would prefer to be in that hybrid situation where you've got a little bit of proactive, a little bit of reactive, but you've also got to bring your own personal likes and dislikes and integrity, and all of these sort of things have to come into play. In other words, there's no point in being proactive to do something that you're not comfortable with. You know, there's some people in business you like to do business with. There's some people in business that you just don't like to do business with.
In the new world of business, where you can partner with anybody virtually in any time zone, in any country around the world, you really have the capacity to choose the best of the best people, because their ability to be in front of you physically in the same room is becoming less and less important as we're all getting more and more used to working virtually. So I actually think that what you're highlighting is just how much we have to turn the chair upside down and think about our own business practices, our own business conduct, what we bring to the table. Because absolutely, it's important to be the kind of person that people want to work with virtually, because they have more choice as to who they're working with when they're team building.
Well, of course, in the virtual world, you can just simply click the delete button.
Maybe you would do that, but also that might not be the best way to build a virtual partnership.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But the point is that because you're looking for revenue or a salary or something. I think unfortunately there are times when you just have to get on with it, and you just have to make the best of what to you is perhaps not a likable position, but something you just have to do because that's what the job calls for. And again, that becomes more reactive. So you react positively but negatively at the same time. In other words, you get the job done, but you're not too happy about it.
We always have a choice as to how we view the job we currently have. And absolutely, there's always going to be a temptation out there to be focusing on the negative aspects of whatever position you currently hold, because yes, of course, there's going to be a bit of positive and a bit of negative to all situations. But what I would say to somebody who's finding it a struggle to get out of bed on a Monday morning is, what are you actually thinking about? Are you focusing on all the small negative minutiae of your position, or are you really opening your mind to the good things about the position you have and the possibilities as to where this position can lead you?
Yeah, I guess that's, wake up, get up and think positive. That's probably the best advice coming out of this. So listen, thanks very much, Robin. That's just about all we have time for today. So you've been watching The Ozone with Robin Trimingham, Chief Operating Officer of the Alderhood Group, national columnist. Oh, and by the way, she is also the author of the book, The Third Journey, which is available on Amazon. So for now, take care, everyone. Bye.